Can you even believe the goodness that we're looking at? It's bakery perfection, but made at home, and you can make this too. You've probably had a cheese Danish, but we bet you've never tried a cheese Danish cake. My next guest gave the original pastry a cakeover. Is that a thing? That's a cute name.
That's usually what I do, but I've never called it that, and I love it.
TM that. We gift that to you after all you've given to us.
A cakeover.
Courtney Rich is here. Trust our friend to come up with this amazing sounding cake. What inspired this?
Okay, these are the cheese Danish pastry from a bakery in St. George called Farmstead.
I love Farmstead.
And we've been there over the years for Avery's Dance and Weston's Golf, and the day I tried these, my life has never been the same. I've never been one to be like, oh, I'm gonna have a cheese Danish.
Yeah.
No, we're taking something that's more like a couigamon with all these layers, the crusty, crunchy bottom, and then layering it with the, that cream cheese filling, and then a buttercream frosting on top. It's divine.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, I gotta turn this into a cake. How do I turn it into a cake?
No,
a cakeover.
A cakeover. Can you believe that? Hurry, like TM that.
That is what I love to do with so many things.
Well, I was gonna say, you've done so many cakeovers over the years. Just what are a couple other things that you've turned into cakes?
I've taken the butternut squash ice cream from Van Leeuwen in New York and turned that into a butternut squash cake with a brown sugar buttercream and just yummy, yummy things. I've taken an appetizer from ABC Kitchen. You were just in New York.
Yeah.
And that was a homemade ricotta filling with strawberry basil jam and olive oil and bread, and I turned that into one of my favorite cakes. My family just made it for my birthday the other day.
One day I want to be good enough at something that I can do that. Like, I'm going to take this and make it into this. Okay, how do we start with this one?
Okay, so we'll go through the layers really quick, and I'll show you how I'm stacking it. I actually baked 2 8-inch cake layers and split them so we just have more room for the filling. That's what we're going for here.
That's a fun thing to do, though.
And this cake is going to be a little denser. It has cream cheese in it. So we've got a denser cake crumb, but the flavor is delicious. Some vanilla bean paste in there, which is going to give us our specks here. Now, I'm going to put a little bit of our cream cheese buttercream on first, and then we'll add the cream cheese filling. Now, you're thinking, oh my gosh, there's so many blocks of cream cheese in this cake. Do not panic, guys. Don't panic. It's delicious. Remember, there's so much other stuff going in. It really balances. We've got sweet, we've got the tangy from the filling.
You're not tasting just straight cream cheese.
No, you are not biting into a block.
Did you say that was the frosting?
This is the buttercream,
okay.
Yep. We're gonna pipe a rim around the edge because we do have a softer filling, so I love to suggest doing that when you have a softer filling that's not as stable as a buttercream, so it supports the next layer. I'm gonna take our offset.
I could watch this all day. Just me, like the way your wrist moves, come on.
I could do this all day. this is just so fun. I love the decorating part. So this is
Are you
just
surprised that your passion has continued to run so high?
Can you believe
that
I still like cake?
I mean,
8.5 years in.
But, is it 8.5?
Yes.
But really, 8.5, I mean, thousands upon thousands of cakes that you've created and made.
So many.
And you're still loving it. I feel that from you.
I'm still having so much fun.
Okay.
Okay, so this is just our last cake layer that goes on top.
Thinner layers, I like that.
Thinner layers, so can you see? Now we've got 3 layers of the filling, 4 layers of the cake, and we're just gonna take our cream cheese buttercream and apply it to the sides.
Stacking stability. I think sometimes women are a little concerned. I'm one of those women that the higher I get, the lack of control I have, right?
The most important thing is creating stability. So first of all, we're gonna start with cake layers that aren't completely room temperature. So I made these the other day, cut them in half when they got to room temperature and cooled from the oven, and then I froze them.
Okay.
And I let them have about 60 minutes or so to thaw before I start decorating, but then they're still chilled, which makes it easier to move them. You're not gonna have as many crumbs come up. Then the other thing is making sure we're not putting too much of the filling. This is gonna have a strong flavor, or if you're making a cake with a lemon curd, you don't have to overfill it with the filling because we're gonna get that beautiful flavor in there from just even a little bit. And so then we create that stability. If you need to and you start decorating like this and doing the sides and it's shifting and it's moving, grab a couple straws and let's just put them in the center to hold it.
Okay.
Those can be your dowels. You don't have to have anything fancy.
Right.
And with this cake, you can do a couple different things. We can keep it a very simple crumb coat, or if you love this buttercream, you can do a little bit more, but you're getting a lot of flavor on the inside as well as with just a hint of buttercream on the outside.
And not to take us back, but do you feel like that's a common error women make when they're starting out on a cake journey, is to overfill?
Yeah, they just want to use everything. And so what I suggest, I'm like, yeah, you're going to look at my recipe and be like, that's a lot of, maybe it's the lemon cake with the lemon curd. I always say in the blog and in the recipe, don't use it all in the filling. That's not what it's intended for. But because I know so many of us love the filling in that extra maybe pop of flavor, serve it on the side with each slice.
Okay,
you know?
okay.
Yeah. And then on a cake like this, you're gonna have just enough filling to add to the center, and it will be just great. So that's like the crumb coat, right? And you would freeze it for about 10 to 15 minutes to set it. And then we would finish decorating it with more buttercream. I'm gonna move it and I'm gonna bring a slice over. This is what we've gotta do here.
Okay.
Okay.
Say sample.
Are you
Say
so excited?
It's time to sample.
Okay,
I did
have to sample.
Was there grapeseed oil in this?
Yes. So grapeseed oil is just going to be a little bit of a lighter oil. You can substitute that with avocado oil. You could do an olive oil, honestly, like a light flavored olive oil.
What do you like about grapeseed? The lightness?
It's just the lightness of it. Yeah, just the texture.
Where do you get that?
Just the grocery store. It's right next to vegetable oil, canola oil. So you can play around with your oil. The only one I probably wouldn't do in this one is a coconut oil because the flavor is going to be kind of strong.
Okay.
But some of those other mild flavors are going to be so good.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
That's good.
Now
I'm ready.
Now make sure you get, you know how we sample at my house, something of everything here.
Oh my gosh.
Now what
That's a
was
big
so
bite.
fun,
Hold on.
my mom was in town when I had made this cake.
Do we have a clip?
I don't know if we have the clip. Hopefully, we'll see if we can add it in or not.
Okay.
If not, you've got to see on my Instagram, because my mom could not, she was like, oh. I'm like, Mom, you're making inappropriate sounds right now. She's just like, oh, okay, oh my gosh.
Courtney,
her reaction was.
This is good. Maddie, did you say we do have the sound? We do have the clip.
Okay.
Here are the inappropriate sounds.
Having my mom taste test my cheese Danish cake.
It's better than the cheese Danish. It is. I was hoping I'd love it. I love it. We just need to be by ourselves and finish this now.
Never has the phrase like mother, like daughter been more. Courtney, this is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. And you get all those flavors. You know, obviously we don't have the crust, right? The pastry crust, but really the essential flavors of this cheese Danish we're putting in to this cake. And if you are nervous about a layered cake, friends, do not worry, because guess what? You could do all of this in a 9x13 pan. And you just bake the cake, and then you put the filling and the buttercream right on top. So don't get nervous or hesitant to bake a cake from scratch or anything from scratch because it feels like it's too much or it's too complicated. We can simplify. And putting that in by a 9x13 pan is one of the first ways I love to do that.
I was not prepared to love that as much as I. It's sort of. It's in a. She's dancing. She's dancing. It's almost. I don't know. I'm always nervous to use my own words, but it's in the family of like a white cake. I mean, it's subtle. It's soft, but it's this elevated flavor combination.
Oh, you just made my day.
No, really. Who's loved it the most in your life?
Oh, my mom probably.
Your mom.
My mom and I, yeah. Weston doesn't love cream cheese, but he was surprised he liked it as much as he did as well.
I'm with Weston. Courtney's so great. All right, your recipes, information about your books, which are probably displayed in my kitchen. Where can we get all of that?
All of it is on cakebycourtney.com.
Cakebycourtney.com. You should be following along. If you aren't, we'll link you over from our website. Thank you for continuing to share your light and your gift and your cake. We love it. We love you.